Hey, welcome to the studio. Thank you for joining me. Today we are going to be painting this beautiful scene from Lake Ohau, where I've just come back from the South Islanders, giving a workshop there with my buddy Scott Hamill. It was a beautiful, beautiful place and a wonderful bunch of people. We're staying at the Lake Ohau quarters, managed by Karen Friend, who did an amazing job of setting up the whole workshop. So thank you, Karen, for that. We found some great locations to paint. This one here, Scott was demoing on day 2, and everybody was tucked away out of the wind, and he was actually in the windiest spot demoing this, so good on him for doing that. And then I demoed it later on and came up with this painting. I really like the simplicity of this scene, that it's just all about this simple single tree, and it's got a real character to it. And so it's all about the color in the foreground, which you can see I changed to my favorite sort of golden grass rather than the green. And all of that color versus the gray blue of the background. And all about also the swishy shapes that were inspired by the swishy shape of the tree, which to me looks like it's sort of dancing. And I wanted all my shapes in this painting to speak about those beautiful, interesting shapes that I found in the tree. So you can see that in the clouds, in the mountains, and in the sort of shapes that I've added into the grasses. So that's a really interesting feature of this lesson, and something that you'll learn amongst everything else as we go through painting this nice simple scene in oils. And you could just as easily paint it in acrylics, although the process is a little different, and I'll take you through that as we go. Coming up next are a few key clips from the full 2-hour video, and I hope you enjoy those. And if you feel like getting the full-length video lesson, it's on the website, easy to get. And remember, you can get access to all my lessons, nearly 200 lessons now, if you get a membership, and you can start off with a 7-day free trial. And in the meantime, I hope you enjoy these interesting clips from the full video. The main bulk of the tree is something like that. Now you'll see in the photograph that the top of the tree touches or kisses the top line of the mountains. So that's not a great thing to do, to have objects intersecting at their edges like that. What you want to do is either have it inside the mountain or outside the mountain, and that way there's a clear overlap of objects and it makes it easier to read from a distance. So let's go with outside and just look at the main shapes in this tree. Every tree out there and every object out there has a character about it. Now that character is going to rely first of all on the type of thing that it is, so the type of tree. This is, I guess, a pine tree or maybe a macrocarpa. And so it has certain things about it which is like the itness or the way that certain type of tree is. So the height, the color, the width has a general way about it, the angle that branches leave the main trunk, the thickness of the trunk at the base compared to, you know, the top, how quickly those branches taper off, all of those sorts of things. Also where they tend to grow, what else may grow around them. There's so many facets to the itness of a thing, and up to you how far you want to get into that. Now within that, each tree is going to have its own character because it will work within those restraints but adapt to its environment. So depending on which way the wind is blowing, where the light is coming from, it's going to be doing different things. So it's our job as artists to discover the itness of a thing and try and get that down on canvas. And if you can, exaggerate it if you want to bring people's attention to it. So this to me This tree kind of looks like it's dancing, waltzing across the plane. Here are its arms, and here's its head, and its coattails or whatever dragging out behind it. Pretty neat. I really imagine it's having a real good time. So that's the sort of feel like I want to get that in this tree. Now, one thing you'll notice when you do this painting is that even if you make this a neutral grey, because it's going to be right next to all of this warm colour here in the foreground, it's going to look blue anyway. So if you add some blue to this grey, it's going to look more blue than you think it will, because of all the warmth next to it. So I want a softer edge on this mountain as it gets close to this tree, because I don't want the tree, the sharp edge of the tree, competing with the sharp edge behind it. I want this mountain to be soft behind it, so that the tree can do its thing, because the tree is the star of the show. I'm doing a lot of work there to keep that color pure. So I've got this paper towel right here, and whenever I smush that light color into that tree, it's going to pick up dark, and then I just wipe it off, reload, and go again. Like there, see that? It's going to pick up the dark, wipe it off, reload. Yep, and I will work the dark tree out into the background after this. So brush strokes going down and up are going to create a grassy feel both in front and behind. So I'm creating grass that's in the light when I'm doing that, and I'm also creating this grass that's in the shadow by brushing down. Yep, and now I get to put the light on the snow again, if you want to. Don't have to, could keep it in shadow, it's quite nice in shadow, or you could make it like a soft light. One of the things I love about painting is that you get to control the light in your painting. So you start off just copying the photograph or the scene, trying to make it look like it looks, but eventually you go, well, actually I can control this. I can make this look how I want it to look. So let's say I did want to make the snow in the light, or at least a little bit lighter. Let's try a little bit lighter first. So just tone it down a bit with that blue gray, yeah? And it's got a little warmth in it, warmth of the sun. Okay. Now let's try that. Maybe just the tippy top is getting the light. That's quite cool. I like that that is subtle. I'm normally not all that subtle. So nice to be subtle sometimes. Okay, pretty happy with that. And now I can pull the tape off. And there we go. So there's the finished painting. I hope you enjoyed that and got a lot out of it. If there's one big takeaway I want you to get from this lesson, it's that you can create really interesting shapes, really dynamic shapes, and that they can sort of echo each other through the whole painting. And that makes the painting sort of cohesive. It's as if you were taking a phrase of music and using a similar phrase of music through a whole composition, through a whole song, to give it a feeling. So have a think about that while you're doing this one or in your next painting. So the whole lesson is designed for you to build your skills and have fun while you're doing it. Thank you again for joining me, and I look forward to seeing your work. Don't forget to upload it to the website. So good luck with that and have fun, and I'll see you in the next one.